Hello and welcome once again to the Thrifty Collector. Today I'm going to talk about two cards that I got. One I got from a private signing and another one I got through the mail. They are from the Slam Wars games, and what that was, it was a group of cards just like you see, and it had almost all of the different territories, and it had a lot of different cards of guys that never got cards. So just like Brian Adias, Hollywood John Tatum, Bullet Bob Armstrong. Now, I wish I did get the one with Bullet Bob in it before he passed away, because that would have been great to have had a card of Bullet Bob Armstrong that was actually something that was a little bit more fresh. My daughter did make some really nice knockoff Wrestling All-Star cards of Bullet Bob, and I do have them signed. So, and they look fantastic. But these were guys that were kind of forgotten about when it came to the Wrestling All-Stars, and then really the next ones were the tops, but they were all WWF. And then you did have the NWA ones, the Wonderamas in the 1988, but they didn't get everybody in there. They got a lot, and they got a lot of guys. They duplicated a lot of the same wrestlers. So this is a great way to get cards of guys that just never had a card. Now, Brian Adias, he was in World Class Championship Wrestling. I did watch a video of him when he went up against, I believe it was Flair for the NWA Heavyweight Championship. But most guys didn't get that belt. That was more for your Harley Races and your Ric Flairs, your real big names. So Adias was on there a while. He did win a few different championships. He won the NWA American Tag Team Championship with Iceman King Parsons. He won the NWA Texas Heavyweight Championship twice. Now you say, well, that's the NWA Championship. No, that's Texas. So what they had the national belt, the 10 pounds of gold, and then every territory kind of had their own particular belt to give to their champions. Very interesting how they did that over the years. I truly believe that. And somebody that follows and loves the history of wrestling, it's a great thing. But this Brian Adias, this was actually a private signing, and I almost paid just as much for the card, if not maybe $1 more than I did for the signing. I think the card cost me $6 delivered. The private signing was $5. So a lot of people probably saw this on sportscollectors.net and said, well, is there even a card of Brian Adias? Well, if you did your homework, you found one, you got it, and you got it signed for $5. Great card to have. Turnaround was real quick. The guy who did the signing, literally, I think the signing was completed on Saturday, and somehow I got the card. No, I'm sorry. It was completed sometime during the week, and I got the card on Saturday. The next card I got was Hollywood John Tatum. And Hollywood John Tatum is actually a local guy. His family owns the Pensacola Fairgrounds. I don't know if John is actually still involved with it. I know he's on the website. It has one of the things where it says that he is the president, but retired pretty much. So his real name is Don Frankel, and we have him to thank for Missy Hyatt. So they were both came in at the same times. From what I read out of Pensacola, he was good friends with Michael P.S. Hayes. So it was great getting this back. I got this back real quick also. He's real great. Now, I have seen wrestling matches at the Pensacola Fairgrounds, and I was always hoping that maybe he would come and watch them, but you know how a lot of these guys are. Once they kind of get out of it, they kind of lose touch of the whole thing, and he probably had more concerns about what was going on in the fairgrounds. So if you do want to get Hollywood John Tatum, you can go ahead and just send it to him. The funny thing was I sent him a 2-page letter. I actually handwrote it, and he signed each page, which I thought was kind of cool. Hollywood John Tatum. So seems like a real nice guy, and so check them out. So if you want to get some of these Hollywood John Tatum cards, real easy, just go on eBay. I'll show you what the back looks like on these. They're Slam Wars. And like I said, they've got all the territories. So if there was a guy that you grew up that you liked and was never on a card, check these out. You might just find them for your particular wrestler that you liked as a kid. Because most of these guys have retired in the early 90s or maybe even before that. So thanks for letting me share my one through the mail success, my one card that I sent for a private signing. It got done. And everybody have a great day. Stay thrifty.